Matt Rhule did a remarkable job at Temple. That was a down-and-out program that he took over and brought to a 10-win level and competing with the likes of good Notre Dame teams, not the one that we saw last year, but really good Notre Dame teams that competed for college football playoff appearances, and was wooed by several down-and-out schools in the ACC and the SEC and linked to certain job opportunities in that part of the country over the last couple of years. Then Baylor opens up, and I just thought it was a tremendous hire to bring in a guy of Matt Rhule's ability in the recruiting ranks, on the football field, in the locker room, but also, at least based on what we hear and what we've seen from his track record, a guy that's going to stabilize the program and give it a much-needed respectability and credibility.
Yeah, big hire by Baylor. Really liked what he had to say during Big 12 media days. You knew he was going to have to come out and he was going to have to address the issue and what Baylor's trying to overcome in the sexual assault scandals that, has wrecked the school for the last couple of years. But still, what he said came across very genuine. It came across very sincere. He's a guy here to do things the right way. He wants to rebuild that program back to where it was, but do it the right way. We've spoken with recruits that have committed to Baylor, and one of the questions is why. They flat out told us because Rhule came into their living room and they spoke about doing things the right way, and there's a right way and a wrong way, and how he wants to build the program. And the recruits told us that that's the way we were raised. That's the program we want to be a part of. He's brought in a very good class. He continues to recruit well. I think the biggest question will be stylistically on offense, if his system can find success in the Big 12. It's definitely going to be different than it was under Art Briles. But I definitely hope he has as much success on the field as he's having off the field right now. I think he's done very, very big things for that program off the field.
There's one thing that social media has done, and in a sense, the Penn State situation and what Bill O'Brien achieved there is that, unfortunately, it's opened up our eyes as a society to evils that are out there. But from a good standpoint, that it's not the death of a program or an institution, that there can't be measures taken to correct a situation, and then we don't need to continue to look at that institution or that program in the same manner, as long as the right steps are being taken and the right people taken out of the situation. That we can't look at the team or the program or the institution from a whole new perspective and give the people there currently, the new people, a chance and not attach that stigma forever. And that's something that I learned throughout the Penn State situation, is that was atrocious what happened. So separating the act from what transpired after that, that program came off the deck much sooner than I anticipated. Most of us thought, man, how in the world is anyone going to recruit in that conference against that competition and not be losing 9 and 10 football games a year? Because what athlete over a 3-star is going to choose Penn State over their other options? But Bill O'Brien gave hope to institutions around the country if they hired the right guy who makes the right statement about separating from the evils that have been involved in before that, and if the administration makes the right decisions to move on, that they can detach from that to a certain extent and move on. And it seems like Matt Rhule's the right guy for the job.
Yeah, I won't say that Baylor didn't make a lot of great decisions early on in this process. In fact, they seemingly made every bad decision they could at every turn. But they started to get things on track with the hire of Matt Rhule, and he's really taken over the program and put his stamp on it. And I think it's really important to remember that these kids have done nothing wrong. The kids in Waco right now have done nothing wrong. They're being associated with something heinous and something that needs to have attention on it. But I think it's important that when fans are giving hate that Baylor, the university, deserves, that maybe that these kids, these players, don't deserve it. And also at the same time, I think these coaches can go in, a coach like Rhule can go in and say, look, the entire nation is watching what we do. We have to do it right. We are going to do it right. We want to do it right. Come play for us and rebuild, and the nation will see it.
Absolutely. And absolutely, we enjoyed the discussion each and every time with Chris Ross. You can join him on Land Grant Gauntlet, or just simply go to the LGG, thelgg.com, and you can catch all his content right there with the staff at Land Grant Gauntlet and the Quick Slant podcast as well. Chris, we always appreciate the discussion.
Thank you. I've had a blast. Like I said earlier, can't wait. Football in 2 weeks.